Courtney, and we are in our science book today on page 221, section 8.4, Clouds, Shapes, and Names. Look up, imagine, and enjoy. Have you ever tried cloud gazing? It can be fun, especially if you look at clouds through the eyes of your imagination. When you watch the clouds, try to picture in your mind different objects that the shapes of the clouds suggest to you. The possibilities for cloud shapes are unlimited. Some clouds look like animals, flocks of fat sheep, a lion with a bushy mane, or a bigger-than-life polar bear. Some resemble birds, perhaps an eagle with its wings outstretched, and some appear to be fish. Anything from an oversized shark hiding the sun to a school of tiny minnows passing swiftly overhead. You can see castles with flags flying from high towers, a cluster of Indian wigwams with smoke rising through their roofs, or tall ships with white sails stretching in the breeze. Other clouds may remind you of puffy jumbo marshmallows, majestic snow-capped mountain peaks, swirls of cotton candy, or alien flying saucers. Try looking at a cloud long enough, and you may see something that looks like a nose. Then, if you keep looking, you will probably find two ears and a chin, and places where eyes might fit. And before long, you will discover an entire face. When you use your imagination, who knows what you might see in the shapes of the clouds? Meet the cloud families. Each cloud has a shape all its own. But even though no two clouds are exactly the same, certain clouds do resemble each other. Clouds with similar shapes can be classified into groups. You might think of the different cloud groups as large families with many relations. Based upon the shape of the clouds, meteorologists have divided them into three main groups, or families. Let's meet the three families of the clouds. The cumulus family. The word cumulus means heap or pile. The clouds in this family are the puffy, bulgy type. Cumulus clouds grow in an upward direction because they form when warm air rises vertically or straight up. They are made either by solar heating, when warm pockets of air over hot surfaces are pushed upward by surrounding cooler air, or by the rapid rising action of warm air at a cold front. Members of the cumulus family come in many different sizes, anywhere from the small, fluffy cloud balls that are often seen dotting the sky on a fine day, or their bigger brother, the cumulonimbus cloud. We will learn more about the mighty cumulonimbus cloud later in the chapter. The stratus family. Stratus, meaning layer, is the name for the family of flat clouds. Stratus clouds are low sheets or blankets of cloud that stretch over the sky and hide the sun from our view. Although some stratus clouds are thicker than others, stratus do not grow upward like tall cumulus clouds, but spread out horizontally over a wide area. They form when a large body of warm air traveling across the Earth's surface is forced to rise gradually upward at a slant, either over mountains or over a thin wedge of cold air at a warm front. Stratus clouds are seldom white, but come in varying shades of gray. They often produce rain or are a sign that rain is approaching. The cirrus family. Cirrus means wisp or curl. Because cirrus clouds are found at the very top of the troposphere, where temperatures are extremely cold, they are not made of water droplets, but of very small ice crystals. The ice crystals give the clouds a light, delicate, feathery look. High-level winds blow the ice crystals into curling streamers and wispy fibers. Cirrus clouds have been nicknamed Mars tails. because their shapes resemble the long, flowing tails of horses. Although these clouds form in a variety of ways, many times they are the only scattered remains of much larger clouds that have been blown apart by the wind. The combination clouds. Certain types of clouds cannot be placed into any of these families because they combine the characteristics of two different families. Such clouds are given names that indicate which of the cloud families that are most closely related to. There are three kinds of combination clouds. One kind is a very high, thin sheet of ice crystals. Since it combines the characteristics of both cirrus clouds and stratus clouds, its name is cirrostratus. Another similar cloud is cirrocumulus, puffy heat clouds made of ice crystals. They are so high in the air that when seen from the ground, they appear as tiny white specks in the sky. A sky filled with cirrocumulus clouds is often called a mackerel sky because these clouds look like a pattern of scales on a fish. The third combination cloud is the stratocumulus. Like the stratus cloud, this type of cloud is a low, thick blanket covering large portions of the sky. But stratocumulus clouds are not as flat as regular stratus. They have some of the characteristics of the cumulus family, being rather bumpy and rolling in appearance. Other cloud classifications. Although clouds are divided into families on the basis of shape, there are other ways in which clouds can be classified. Some clouds are given names that indicate their height. The prefix alto is often placed in front of a cloud named to describe clouds that are at a medium height instead of being close to the ground like stratus clouds or near to the top of the troposphere like cirrus clouds. Altocumulus clouds are medium height clouds in the cumulus family. They look smaller than regular cumulus clouds because they are higher in the air. Altostratus clouds are higher flying relatives of ordinary stratus clouds. Clouds are classified by their ability to produce rain. Nimbus is the term used to describe a cloud from which rain is falling. The two chief rain-producing clouds are the cumulonimbus and the nimbostratus. Fog, a distant cousin of the clouds. You have already learned that clouds form when air cools by rising upward. Fog forms in a slightly different way when air cools without rising. Fog is a special type of cloud at ground level. Each kind of fog is made in a different way. Radiation fog forms on cool, clear nights, especially during the long nights of autumn. After sunset, the temperature of the ground drops rapidly as the earth radiates its heat back into the atmosphere. The air just above the ground cools through contact with the ground. A gentle breeze stirs the cold air so that it spreads away from the ground, often to a height of many feet. The cold air mixes with the cool air above it. When the temperature of the cooling air drops below the dew point, water vapor condenses onto airborne dust particles, forming fog. The fog thickens and deepens throughout the night. In the morning, the warm sun melts the fog to reveal clear blue skies overhead. And we will not read this page, but this page is just a picture of the different clouds that we talked about in case you want to see what they would look like. Page 226, sea fog. Sea fog forms when warm air moves over cold water. The cold, moist surface cools the warm air below its dew point and a dense fog forms. When sea fog moves off an ocean and onto a coastal area of land, it may last for many hours or even days before the wind and warmer land temperatures eventually cause the fog to disappear. Steam fog, also called evaporation fog, can also be seen over a hot pavement after a heavy rain, or over warm water in contact with cold air. Steam fog forms when water vapor condenses in cool air immediately after evaporating. A thin, wispy smoke hovers just above the damp ground or body of water where the evaporation took place. And we will stop there for our comprehension check.